Hi everyone, just before we get into another episode of What a Load of Bulls, we just want to give a shout out to our partners, Newcastle Car and Truck Rental. Newcastle Car and Truck Rental are a locally owned company servicing Newcastle and the Hunter. Todd Holden and family pride themselves on being part of the local community, and you feel that when you step through their doors. It isn't a different person every time you call, it's the same people taking care of business and taking care of you. So next time you're in need of a rental, be it a truck to move, a ute for those everyday DIY jobs, or a car to get the family around on a day out, be sure to contact the team at Newcastle Car and Truck Rental by visiting www.newcastlerental.com or by calling 02 49 081 081. And don't forget to tell them DJ and Simon sent you. What a load of balls, back again. It's DJ Dilworth and Simon Little. We are here for episode 81. Before we get into the bee's knees of it all, I just want to send out an apology to all our regular listeners. I was not of sound mind for the last podcast. I was pretty well jet lagged, and Simon took advantage of that to do an intro. I haven't even listened back to the podcast because I'm not scared of it. But yeah, so all those that tuned in last week and didn't hear the regular intro from everyone's favorite, I'd like to wholeheartedly apologize. And put it over to Simon to say, Simon, would you like to apologize for taking advantage of my state of mind?
So that's why ChatGPT didn't do the intro this week, eh?
Yeah, nah. Yeah, just had to sledge you.
Oh, good one.
Yeah, now we're back again, folks. So, mate, what have you been up to? You're sounding a little bit crook there, so we're going to apologize in advance too. Just another apology just for you coughing in the background there.
Oh, hopefully we don't get too much coughing in the background, but yeah, a little bit under the weather. I was up in lovely warm Lithgow last week with work.
Yeah.
So anyone not in New South Wales, Lithgow is the other side of the Blue Mountains, west of Sydney. It's about 3 hours drive. Pretty high altitude, and it was -2 degrees.
I'm having deja vu. Are you sick every third episode? Like, what is...
Maybe.
What's going on with your immune system? You have some vitamin C or something?
Did
I say vitamin? It's vitamin. What am I doing?
A little bit under the weather just from being out in some harsh weather conditions, unlike some people that are stuck in an office all day and don't see any sunlight. So hopefully not too much coughing, and we'll get going with what's happening around the greens, and we'll maybe delve into a little bit of what's happening at Maitland City in terms of club development, what's happening in those renovations around your greens and your club, DJ, because I have seen a few little drone actions on Facebook and a few pictures put up whenever you came back there from Commonwealth Games. There's a bit of development and things are taking shape, aren't they?
No, it's gradually getting there. It's taken a long time to get to this point, but things are coming out of the ground now, and it certainly looks good. Yeah, happily sit there and talk to you about the greens development, mate, the facility development. Of course, that Max canopy that's going up around the place as well. What an absolute behemoth that thing is. But as you said, mate, around the greens first. So there's been plenty happening. So there's a few test series, and we'll look at New South Wales against Victoria, obviously where you are based in New South Wales. So there's a little bit, well, for now anyway, Simon's got a few months left before we kick him out to Queensland with the Cane Toads. We'll have a look at that one. What else? World Bowls have announced the starters list for the World Champions then in Barham in October as well. The Aussie Indoors has been held as well, the singles events. And what else have we got going on as well? Oh, yes. And a nice phone call today. Impromptu phone call with the president, Mr. President of the Queensland Premier League. No. They could do with this man running the show, but no. I was on talking to Turles about a few things earlier on today, and he just kindly reminded that the Queensland Premier League and its new format and its new time of year, it's kicking off this Saturday with a triple header. So we'll have a quick look at that as well, mate. Talk about a few changes in that. But yeah, mate, the Test series, the one that we always like to see. New South Wales versus Victoria. So what do we have? We had the Open men and women, we had the Senior men and women, we had the Power men and women, all hitting out. Oh, and the Development men and women, which is the development side for Victoria, but the under-25 side, I believe, from New South Wales. So we'll not go into too much detail. All these players have all been down there hitting it out. Obviously, you like to get one over your next door neighbour in the States, obviously. But there's other things at stake here because the Nationals aren't too far around the corner. So a lot of these players would have been putting their best foot forward, trying to get a spot in that team going to the nationals for their respective states. So how did they fare in the women? Victoria Lightning versus New South Wales Blues. New South Wales came away with a 3-0 test series win there, winning all tests and a plus 48 shot differential. The men's one, throw a blanket over them. New South Wales 2-1. So I think they lost the first one by 9, won the next one by 10, and then they won the second one, or the third one, final one, to the decider by 2 shots. 2 shots. So the shot differential there, because you can't work out, I'll tell you, it's 3 to -3. So New South Wales winning both the open events. We move into the development women. Victoria took that one 2-1. And in the men, Victoria took that one 2-1. So both development / under 25 series going the way of Victoria. We move on then to the senior men. Senior men, New South Wales got up that one 2-1 again. And in the senior women, Victoria got up that one 2-1. So my goodness, it's been a tight series so far between everyone. On to the para and the para women. Victoria took that one 2-1. And just to bookend it with another 3-0, this one, New South Wales won that one 3-0 in the para men. So, mate, pretty tight overall down there at Deer Park under their new big dome. So, yeah, what do you have to say about all that? Like I've said, a lot of players battling out for selections. I think there was a couple of, particularly in the men's Blues New South Wales team, there was a couple missing after Commonwealth Games. So there'll be a few guys there looking to put their hand up and get a spot, because you'd imagine, not to jinx anything, you'd imagine Corey Wedlock and Aaron Wilson are all but walking back into that side.
A bit of a shoe-in, absolutely.
Yeah, so there'll be a couple of absentees. I think one was pretty much given away the other day on social media. Brett Spur announcing his retirement. Well done to Brett. A couple of Ali Shields, one for Victoria, one for New South Wales. I did see that on Facebook the other day. So congratulations to Brett. But yeah, what do you think of that, mate? All up, very, very tight. I mean, I think I remember looking at a couple of series last year, and New South Wales were pretty well up there over Victoria. So
pretty much dominated, I think, the last time. So yeah, look, I'm glad to see that there is like an under 25 / development sort of element to it as well. Like, it's a bit of a pathway as well. It gets players down there involved in amongst all of the sort of elite of the elite. Like, that's what's down there playing. People fighting out for, Australian selectors looking at them, seeing how they go, how they match up against each other, and in terms of at that level. It's not just club level. They're playing against the best of the best in the state. So, yeah, look, as much as it might seem like a lot of teams and a lot of different elements to a test series, I think it's important that side of it's there in terms of a development, a pathway, kind of that players get exposure to what happens at these test events and gets them ready if they do get a selection into, a maybe more national event that, yeah, they're a bit more prepared and ready. So I kind of like that. And I guess for those that aren't in Australia, we're a worldwide podcast. For instance, it's a similar thing to like playing your county in England or association in Ireland. Like, it's that step that you want to make, and then it's the next step to representing your country ultimately. And I'm sure plenty of people have aspirations of that, of maybe donning the green and gold one day. And yeah, look, I think those test series are really important in the calendar, and players need to play in them and be available. Obviously not the guys that have just been away for a good few weeks in Glasgow. Rightly due a bit of family time, I'm sure. So yeah, look, tight games all round, I think. And yeah, I'm glad it wasn't a blowout on one side. And look, it shows the depth in Australia and the depth of quality that there is. So yeah, pretty happy with what goes on at those test series, and hopefully they continue strong.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It'll be interesting to see when it comes to Australian selections later on in the year too, especially with congratulations, Gary Willis, on your career. Gary stepping aside from his Bulls Australia head coaching role. So that role's up for grabs. And then, as we mentioned as well, I'll have to give him a shout out, mate, because he came on and gave us a bit of time. Corey Wedlock, off gallivanting around Europe at the minute, getting engaged. Congratulations, Corey.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so mate, you're not the only one that struggled to find love and then managed to get someone to say yes. So well done to the two of you. But yeah, now I'll be interested to see how that develops, and I'm sure over the next few episodes, mate, we'll be able to, particularly getting up close to the Nationals in October there, we'll be able to get right into New South Wales Championships and the Ali Shield and the Marge Mars and on the women's side of things too, and how that's all going and how the teams are shaping up. So I see a few of the other states have already named theirs. I've seen the Queensland one named, so I'm sure we'll see Victoria and New South Wales locked in the coming week. So it'll have to be pretty soon because we're not too far away from it. So I imagine we'll see that pretty soon. Moving on to another BA event then, and as we said, the next biggest one after the Australian Open on the calendar is the Australian Indoor Championships. A little bit of a different format. First of all, indoors, sets play, and then straight knockout. None of this round robin, have a second bite of the cherry. You go up there, you play a game. If you beat, you're out. So what happened there? I'm just going to go to the semi-finals, mate, and we'll start off, actually, we'll go men's one first, and you'll see why in a minute. But semi-finals, Ken Carmichael of Tarrant Point, a bit of an unknown, making all the way to the semi-final. He came up against Ben Twist, with the score there being 7-6, 5-5 in the way of Ben Twist. So only the one shot over the two of them. Yep. And then Mark Armstrong of Pialba. No idea. You can tell me when you move up there if that's the right name. Pialba of Queensland, up against young Travis Moran, stepping up into the senior ranks and doing well, making the semi-final. And it didn't stop there for Travis. 9-3, 10-7 in the sets there for that one, which means he comes up against his brand new club mate, Benny Twist, in the final. And the score in the sets there, Simon, 8-8. Yeah. 8-8 for our Aussie listeners. And the second set, 8-7.
Oh, one shot.
So one shot win, the way of the veteran Benny Twist. So well done to Benny Twist there. Just having a quick look through. I think that's Ben's first indoor title at the Australian Indoors. So well done, Twisty. He's always been pretty handy on the old carpet, so it's good to see Twisty adding that to New South Wales Bowler of the Year that he won last year. Moving on to the women's, and you'll see now where we've left that one. Going to the semi-final lineup. We had Samantha Nerona of Marylands up against, dear helper, Eugenie Muncaster, as they kept calling her on the live stream. It's Ush Muncaster. She much prefers Ush. For me, Cessnock Bowling Club. Sam got the better of Ush there. Good run for Ush to get the semi-final, but it was Sam got the better of her with an 8-7, 9-5 win. And then in a absolute battle clash of the Titans in the other semi-final, Kelsey Cottrell, back-to-back winner, up against Natasha Van Eldik, who we all know very well, and she's just on the rise since she moved club.
Oh, she's moved to some little club up there, up in the country somewhere, didn't she? Yeah.
Oh, we're getting in trouble again. No, but it went the way of Kelsey. That was a good game. Obviously, I was able to sit and watch that one while I was working very hard in the office and avoiding the sunlight, like you and the cold weather, like you pointed out at the start there.
Yeah.
But Kelsey got the better there, 9-7, 7-5. Tash actually held to win the set in the second set and needing to win it. And Kelsey drew shot with her very last ball to take out the set and take out the match. So I move on to the final then with Sam up against Kelsey. Kelsey going for 3 in a row and the fourth one in 5 years. Up against Sam, who I believe, again, just having a quick look through the rankings there, Sam's up looking to try and win her first Australian indoor. So she was, and it was Kelsey that got the better on this one in the tie break. So it was 9-3 to Kelsey first set, 7-5 to Sam in the second set, 2-1 in the tie break in the favour of Kelsey Cottrell. So well done to Kelsey, Queen of the Greens. 3 in a row, Simon. Fourth one since 2022.
Pretty good after being away and coming back basically straight off the back of Glasgow.
I don't know how much downtime she had, if any, straight into it. And then, of course, Mr. Cottrell, Andrew Howie's there. He's having to run the event. I've seen him on the live stream a couple of times as well. But the only other woman to have won 3 in a row was Karen Murphy. Now, she did it twice.
Okay.
So she won 6 all up. Kelsey's now on to her fourth. She's only two behind her, so I'm sure she's hunting down a few records of Karen. She's not too far off the old cap record as well, and then catching up on the Australian indoors. So I'm sure Kelsey be stoked with that. So she will, obviously, after the Commonwealth Games and just missing out on qualifying through the section in the pairs by a single shot. And like I think I talked about it on the last episode, Sam. You need to remind me, but yeah, that was one of the performances of the games. That one, the way they played, and unfortunately, it was for not nothing, because you take a lot of that away, and she's obviously carried that form into this. But yeah, great to see Kelsey Cottrell doing well as well. Like we said, we'll touch on World Bowls now, mate. So we will. So the champion is 2026. That's the one, Davy Copeland, old third division bowler I hear from one of my co-commentators. What is it? World champion. Take it away
World
from him.
champion.
I dare you. So it was him and Shea Wilson won those two last year. So that is on again at Club Barham in October.
Great little
So
spot.
It is not bad. So from the 6th to the 10th of October, some of the world's best and national champions will be heading down. So just a couple of names. Australian representatives Max Kleining and Natalie Lewis will go for them. Who else have we got? Scotland's only sending the one representative. It's in the men's, and that is Ian McLean, who tends to do quite well in these types of things.
Yeah.
So he does. New Zealand, Rowan Ware and Mandy Boyd. And we've got Rebecca Rixon there as well from Malta. So some of the big names still coming down to play in the event. Lots of different countries being represented there. Brunei's coming out. Botswana's coming out. Argentina sending two representatives. Fiji are coming across. India, who are they're doing some brilliant things. Them and Malaysia, two sleeping giants in the world of bowls. New are coming over. The Philippines as well coming over. And I'm just trying to look, Simon, to see if your favourite nation. Yeah, of course they're coming. Daphne.
He has to be.
Daphne's coming. No, only the women's coming. Falklands Islands are coming, but it's Daphne who was their singles representative in Glasgow. She's coming out to try and win the Champions. So that'll be on in Barham. We'll have a little bit of a closer look to that near the time because fingers crossed, all being well, one of us might be there again. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, some big nations coming out there, and that'll be another great event down there in Barham, who have put on a wonderful show in the last few events that they've held. World Series finals last year, World Champions last year, absolutely all guns. So if you're looking somewhere to go along the mighty Murray River in October, that's the place to be down there in Barham.
Want to get better at bowls? Start by practicing with more purpose. At the Bowls Academy, you'll find downloadable drill packs, free coaching resources, and practical tools to help you improve on the green. Head to thebowlsacademy.com and start building better practice habits today.
Okay, mate. So Queensland Premier League.
Yeah.
Well, we will look at this a lot more depth as it kicks off, because I think we've got a fortnight before we're back on again. And it'll be kicked off then. We're opening up with a triple header this time around. So let's have a look. They've moved times a year. So what I can gather, I'm sure Mr. President, Mr. Turley, can correct any of this if we're wrong, because it is on the fly. Simon hasn't done his research as normal, but he's just relying on me to come up with things. So they've moved to this time of year, which effectively replaces their number one pennant. And it frees up the other time of the year for the calendar for maybe they're not so much rival Premier League competitions, now maybe they're working in tandem. So it's a new time of year for these guys anyway. Not only that, mate, in a big move, 4 rinks.
4 rinks? No.
4 rinks per side. They've upped the rinks from 3 to 4. And that matches up with the Melbourne pennant, which is their premier competition, leaving New South Wales Platinum pennant as the only premier competition at the moment, playing with 3 rinks.
Interesting.
Interesting to see how it goes, because we grew up playing 4 rinks.
We did, yeah.
I'm a fan of the 3 rinks, and I understand the 3 rinks too, because you can play more than one game on the green at one time, because usually it's 6 rinkers, so sort of helps out. But when it comes to the premier competition, maybe it is worthwhile exposing more people to it. Let's just see how this one plays out. So, as we said, triple header, rounds 1, 2, and 3 will be played this weekend coming. Not much form to look at this stage. Tweed Head up against Burleigh Heads, Hamilton up against Red Hill, Musgrave Hill up against Broadbeach, Club Maroochy up against Kawana, Helensvale against Paradise Point, and Pine Rivers against Algester. That's round 1. Quick look at round 2. Broadbeach will play Club Maroochy, Kawana against Algester, Paradise Point, Pine Rivers, Red Hill, Tweed Heads, Musgrave Hill, Hamilton, Helensville, Burleigh Heads. We'll leave round 3 off because your live streams on YouTube, round 1 will be Musgrave Hill and Broadbeach at Musgrave Hill. So Bester against what's that fella's name? Sheriff.
Oh, Sheriff.
2 teams. Yep.
Okay.
The live stream for the next one will be Red Hill up against Tweed Heads. And the Tweed have gone pretty well all in. Ross Owen's on his way out from Wales. I was just chatting to him while he was on the plane. Gary Kelly's coming up as a marquee. Adam McKeown is moving out this way to actually work for Tweed Head. And then that other fella, Corey Wedlock, coming fresh off being engaged. It'll be a weight off his shoulders, I can imagine. That's their skippers, and they're up against Red Hill, who haven't got their team in yet for round 2, so I can't help them there. And then live stream for the round 3 game is Alcester and Helensvale. So who of these two? What's the big names for them? Nathan Rice, Cian Nelson, Nathan Lynch, and Sean Thompson will be the skippers for Helensvale, along with the likes of Kelsey Cottrell, Jacob Nelson, Matty Lucas. What a team. Alcester have got Peter Taylor, Cohen Litvin, Glenn Pitts, and Lee Shrena as their skippers. Aidan Takarua is over there now too, working on the greens. World Bowl Series singles finalist. So yeah, it should be a great competition up there in Queensland, and we'll bring you a few more results on how the ladder's sitting after a few rounds. So we will. So, yeah, mate, what's your thoughts? I mean, you're sitting there with a big grin on your face because you know this time next year it'll be Simon Little there representing. We'll keep that quiet for now. It's not actually signed, isn't it? The contract negotiations break down, or are you just waiting for another offer?
I'm saying.
Or you
nothing.
have to wait till is it like the NRL? You got to wait for November 1.
Saying nothing.
No, you're waiting for Papua New Guinea to come in for the tax-free dollars, knowing you. That's what you're doing. What do you think?
Did Charles leak something to you about?
No, okay. Definitely not. I mean, he can't afford you on the salary cap with all them other guys there. But anyway, seriously, 4 rinks, change a year, mate. What's your thought, Queensland Premier League?
I think the 4 rink thing. I think it's a really good idea. Like the big thing is you get more players exposed to that level of competition.
Yeah.
And also you're also going to get a greater number of elite players playing in the competition. So in terms of comparing to, say, Queensland or New South Wales, that are only going to have 3 rinks, you're going to have more quality players playing in the Queensland Premier League. So are they kind of maybe trying to be a little better than New South Wales? Well, maybe they could be. But look, I think just getting more people exposed to a higher level of competition, that's going to be better for clubs that play in it. It's going to be better for the players that do play in it. And yeah, looking forward to seeing some results and seeing how the first round goes this weekend. And yeah, look, I'll jump on some live stream if I can and have a look at some of those games and some of the results and see what's happening. So looking forward to tuning into some bowls. So make sure if you're out there, listeners, jump onto YouTube and I'm sure you'll be able to find some Queensland Premier League live stream this weekend.
Absolutely, man. I'm just having a look at that round 1 game too, the one that's on the live stream. Musgrave Hill against Broadbeach, like we said. Sean Baker against Aaron Sheriff.
Yeah.
Ryan Besser versus Sean Ingham. Nathan Black versus Matty Bouse, and then Musgrave Hill have absolutely done me a mischief here because the rink 4 hasn't been named on Bowls Link, but they get to skip against J. By Norris. And then you're looking at the likes of Jared Davis, Mitchell Mears, Ellen Faulkner, Damien McGee, Brad Lawson, all in that Broadbeach side. Mate, it's shaping up for a pretty good competition. So yeah, it's got me interested that. So as I wasn't paying obviously enough attention. I didn't know about the 4 rinks till I jumped on Bowls Link here. But as I said, you're not doing any research. Some of us has to do something. So unbelievable. So yeah, interesting to see how that one goes for sure. And yeah, good luck to everyone playing in the Queensland Premier League, the secondary competition in the country for Premier League bowls. But just to throw a little
spanner in the works,
just to see if I can get some bait out of that. Use the bait and see if we can catch out of it. I don't know. I don't go fishing too often. But yes, mate, that is around the greens for this week. What else have we got coming up on this week's show, Simon?
Well, I think, we're going to delve into a bit of club development and how things are travelling at Maitland City. So, you came back from Glasgow. And
Glasgow hasn't been mentioned.
Yeah, only once or twice. But you think you put up a couple of posts and a few videos. I had a little look at your drone footage, and there's some steel work going up, some big white posts going up at Maitland City. So, what's been happening, DJ? You come back. What level are we up to? What's been happening in terms of structure-wise, and what are we looking at in terms of when the finished product's going to be there at Maitland City?
Still a little bit later than expected, I think is the answer.
Well, it's always the way with construction, isn't it?
Yeah, it is with constructions. But yeah, it was nice, mate, because obviously I went away. The big milestone before I left to go was the big concrete pour, the first concrete slab. We still got another one to go there for the greens. Like 122 holes filled with steel and concrete underneath another concrete slab. It's just megalith. It's huge, right?
It's not moving anywhere.
And then started to get a few photographs pretty much as I was in the air of the Max steel canopy starting to arrive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a long process in the works, but I tell you what, the team at Max have been unbelievable. Like, I've been working a lot. It started off with Julian, he's not there anymore. He's moved on. But then John Rivera, working close with him, working close with Marty and all that in the design team. And then obviously Al, who we deal with through the podcast as well. Just a great team of people that know what they're doing. Haven't dealt with them, and I know there's a lot of competitors out there. Like, I just don't, I haven't dealt with them. I just don't see how you would look past them. I mean, they've just got such experience in the whole canopy domain. Like, I'm not just talking about bowls canopies. I'm talking,
bowls,
you're talking about car park roofs. You're talking about like they did Sydney Football Stadium, I think they did Perth Stadium. There's so many things, and it's worldwide as well. They just know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And it's no fuss. It's just, this is what you want. Here we'll design it. And they've got the three or four basic designs that you go and pick from your catalog. Mm-hmm. This is the one I want. So you pick which one you want there. But ours is very much bespoke, as Mr. Lester put it. Well, we're talking about it in Glasgow. Yep. Because we've got two greens that are tiered, which, from speaking to Max, it's the first one they've ever done.
At different levels.
Tiered greens are different level under the one canopy. It's not like we're doing two different roofs. This is one giant structure that we're putting together. Mm-hmm. So the steel's going up. That'll take another week or so to go up, and then after that is when the membrane fabric comes on. Mm-hmm. And that, I'm interested to see that one, because we've gone for a PTFE fabric, so you get PVC or PTFE that you go for. We've gone the PTFE, which has a little bit more of a life expectancy on it, and with the fire restrictions and stuff, it's one that you can use and be a little bit closer to the clubhouse, because we're going right upside of the clubhouse. Yeah. Which has presented its challenges, but again, can't speak highly enough of the design team at Max and what they've been able to do with that. But it's actually going to go down like a tanny color, and then the sun bleaches it white. So I'm interested to see.
Really?
Because keep an eye out for that one. People
looking forward to those photos then.
People like you who haven't seen all this happen, they've reacted the same way you have. But luckily, way back when we started this whole process, I was given the two different fabrics to have a look at, and you're like, one's white and one's tan. I don't want the tan one. Yeah. And then they explain to you the tan one arguably is the better product. Yeah. Pay a little bit more for it. Life expectancy is, at this stage, is almost double.
So really? Double?
Yeah. But we'll go on to that one off there. Okay. The guys at Max can explain to you. So if anyone wants to know anything or get in touch with Max, just send us an email to the show, either Simon at thebowlsacademy.com or DJ at thebowlsacademy.com.
We can pass you on.
We'll pass you on to who we need to pass you on to. They're absolutely brilliant. But I'm standing there with this white piece of PVC and this tan piece of PTFE, and it's been in the office, mate, for it'd be 3 or 4 years now. And then we marked the occasion of everything finally happening when me and Dipper, the greenkeeper, went and put a couple of cable ties in it, and we cable tied it to a fence outside. Yeah. I just thought, let's just see what happens. And my days, it's white as now.
Really?
It's as white as the other one. It's brilliant. I can't wait to see that happening. So I can't. But that's just another little idiosyncrasy that you talk about. But the club's looking really, really well. A few issues with the undercroft area under the balcony, because we're getting rid of a balcony to put a brand new balcony in that's fit for purpose. Mm-hmm. Looking down on our bottom green, the number 1 green as it'll be then, or X number 3 green, you're going to have 2 sides, 2.5 meters tall, looking down on the green. You're going to have seating areas around the outside of the green. I mean, I cannot wait for this thing to be finished. Really cannot. But the structure is really just setting it off now. Yeah. And just seeing these guys at work and it's just going together like a giant Lego or Meccano set. It's incredible. These guys craning these big things up. Next guy gets up, throws a few bolts in with the old hammer drill or whatever it is, and the thing stays up there. Oh, it's fantastic. So it is, yeah. No, definitely Max is the way to go with these canopies. If you're club is interested down the track, by all means, like I said, drop one of us an email. We'll put you on with the right people, and trust me, they will look after you. They'll treat you like you need to be treated, and you'll feel like you're their only customer. But like I say, they're not. There's so many of these things going up around the place,
and it's probably was it comforting that these guys are worldwide. They do stuff not only with bowls, but you're getting that experience worldwide that into your just a little bowls club.
Yeah.
So that's really important.
You look at some of the old structures like Raymond Terrace around the corner from me, or Pine Rivers where you're moving up towards. Some of the older ones, like there's a lot of steel in that. There's a lot of like Sydney Harbour Bridge type look in that.
Yeah.
But you look at where the structures are now, there's so much less steel in these things because they've modified their design to a T, and they just know what they're doing.
Totally refined the product.
But on top of that too, you're not treated like just a number then. Like the greatest thing is, like I mentioned 4 or 5 guys, there's probably more I can mention. You build that relationship and they treat you like a mate. They, it's like, check in every now and again, even if it's not to do with the structure. Like I'll hear from John every now and again, how you going? John's off on his travels again. He's always overseas for dear sake. You wonder how he's selling any of these structures. But they're just awesome to deal with, man, as people, as a company. And then, the product. I just think it's second to none, and I don't mean that to be disrespectful to others, but we did our research. We've gone with these guys, and they're number one in the industry for this type of stuff. So, by all means, reach out and have a look and see what they can do for you.
Yeah, look, and it's not. I know a bit more behind the scenes of what's been going on with you and the club, and the lengths that you have went to, and it's not just a quick decision. And you've done your research, you've went to other clubs, you've seen what other products are like. Stuff that's been in the ground for a few years, what happens, where's the faults, the weaknesses of all the different products that are out there. And definitely, like, it's you've definitely done a lot of research, and it's not just been on a whim that we're just going to go with this. So definitely a lot of experience in terms of what DJ's done and Maitland City, and also the team around him as well. So comforting that there's some really good people out there that can put a really good product up for your club if you're interested, or your club is anyway inclined of going down that route. And it seems to be pretty popular nowadays. Like, I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Facebook at the moment popping up that clubs not in cities, like we're not talking in Sydney, Melbourne or Brisbane, clubs that are out in the country that are putting roofs up, that are putting artificial surfaces down, carpets down. And it seems to be the way bowls is going, definitely in Australia, that we got to have that ability to be able to play all year round, regardless of weather, and just have that facility open to members, and a really good facility for your bowlers to come and play and enjoy the time and the community at your club. So, so DJ, not only structure-wise, we had a look at what sort of tech, what scoreboards. What are you doing with scoreboards?
Electronic scoreboards. Yep. We'll talk about that one a little bit further down the track. We're still developing that one, but I'm working closely with a guy I've known for a lot of years who's done a couple of clubs now. Mm-hmm. So we're working closely with that, and like we were, funny enough, I was only just talking about it today. So this is just a side hustle for him type of thing. Like their main business is something separate to this. But by all means, I told him, we're happy to promote you down the track if that's what you want. If you want a bit of publicity, so we'll see how we go. I'll keep talking to him about that. Giant 7 meter by 4 meter screen going in under the canopy.
So that'll be like on the side of the green kind of thing?
Yeah, 7 meters wide by 4 meters tall. Don't get me started how that happened. Yeah. I left to go on holiday one time and it was 5 by 3, and I get a phone call from the boss going, your screen's now 7 by 4. But yeah, look, it's just there's a video floating around there on the Club Maitland City Facebook page. I hope it turns out the way it looks on that video, man, because it's going to be. We're all biased towards our own clubs, but we will be a destination place for this. We'll have, we'll be able to showcase this. Hopefully, hold some big events and things like that there. And as you just touched on, me, rain, hail, or shine, my bowlers are going to be out there now under that Max canopy.
Yep.
So looking forward to it, man. As it progresses, we'll talk about that more over the coming months as it starts to get towards the finishing stages. But very, very proud of where it's at now. Very proud of what we're achieving. And it's starting to look. It's real now. We've been talking about it for so long. It's just real. I got home and there's just some white stuff coming out of the ground. It's like, yes.
Do we have a rough pencil date month of when?
There's about 15 pencil dates at the minute, mate. We'll get to that near the time. So we do. So I'll just keep watching the updates on Facebook. You can see how we go.
Keep watching. All right. Yep.
A Max bowling green canopy isn't just about comfort on the green, it's about investing in your club's future. Less maintenance, more play, more events, and more reasons for members to keep coming back. That's value you'll see for years to come. For long-term value, make it a Max. I just want to take this time to welcome on board a new partner of the What a Load of Bulls podcast and the Bulls Academy, and that is Dhaka Architecture. Absolute experts when it comes to clubland and designing your club, redesigning your club, adding things. They're experts in the industry. So if that's something you're interested in, your club maybe needs a bit of a refurb, doesn't matter how big or how small, get in touch with Tony Maluccio down there at Dhaka Architecture. Mate, they are absolute gun of a team, and they'll do everything they can to help you out. So welcome on board, Tony and team, Dhaka Architecture.
So DJ, when we're talking a little bit about clubs updating facilities, and we spoke about your club development, do you think then when clubs update the facilities, might have new roof, new greens, bit of carpet, do you reckon we should look at what we're actually investing in players in terms of player development and making players better? Got new facilities. What kind of things do you think clubs should be looking at in terms of you're going to have a brand new facility at some stage?
Yeah.
What things are you going to look at for your players then? You're going to have this brand spanking new
straight away, the amount of the availability of the coaches is going to go up just naturally by having the availability at different times of night and stuff. Like we don't have a lot of stuff in the late afternoons for some of the players that work and things at the minute because we're limited. But that'll be, that straight away, that'll be there. There'll be a lot more structured stuff. Are we, like, we're a pretty well off club. Like, that's why we're spending so much money on the facility that we've got. Do we invest more in a specific member of staff who's there all the time to do the development? I mean, I've got 3 very good coaches I've got more than that coaches, but there's 3 in particular that are just hands-on all the time. They're all the time coaching. They'll be able to do whatever they want with it from there on too, but it'll be a lot more structured, and then a lot more structured in terms of timings, but a lot more structured in terms of, this is what we want to achieve from this particular session, and then identifying players that could benefit from that session, but also leaving it open for, the forehand runner is going to be worked on this week. Simon Little, you need to be there. DJ, you're pretty good at it. You can come if you want and just keep working on it. That's the type of conversations we'll probably have. But yeah, definitely, mate. You can't have UB facilities and not put back into it. Like, it comes hand in hand, I think. So yeah, that's definitely what we'll be doing. And player development is a thing that, I'm certainly finding now a lot of players that are coming into the game now are coming from other sports. Yeah, as we know, and they're used to being coached, and they're crying out for that type of stuff. They're crying out for a bit of coaching. Like, whereas it is still, I still find it. Like, I know, you're a lot more into your coaching than what I am. And that's just the way I was brought up. There just was next to no coaching. It was just getting some information passed on to you, experiences passed on to you. And at the end of the day, that big bull's got to get close to that little jack. And you work out the way that's best suited for you to be able to do that. And you practice stuff to be able to do that, That's just the way I was brought up. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but it's different for each individual. But there's so many people nowadays that just want that hands-on, coach me, show me. Especially with the bowling arms and all that too. Like, it's so specialist now too. I mean, I can't praise Clay Parker enough. Like, the amount of people, like, everyone, all of our guys can coach the bowling arm. In fact, all of them use the bowling arm now. All right. But I've never seen someone be able to grab somebody and within the space of 15 minutes have them rolling the bowling arm like they have used it their entire life. He knows that thing inside out. It is absolutely brilliant. He's one you should get in touch with if you're thinking of going to it, really. And I can't believe I'm saying that because he used to work at that club down the road. But he's with me now, and I mean, he's been an asset, especially with bowling arms. It just really, really is. But anyway, off track. But yeah, player development needs to be invested for all the clubs. Like I said, there's so many players coming in the game now, and they just want you, show me how to play. I want to know how to play straight away. I don't want to learn by doing. I want to know. What
Yeah.
shot should I be playing? This and that, this and that, this and that. That's one of the hardest things to teach too, is actually how to read ahead.
It is, yeah.
So
And
especially a head as ugly as yours.
Well, look, what I'm finding, what I get a lot of feedback from people worldwide, not only within Australia, is, and that's exactly what you're saying. They want to know how to play different shots. What should I be practicing? What drills should I be doing to practicing certain shots? And I think if clubs just put a little bit of structure to some sort of practice, and I've seen a few clubs recently implement a few of those practices, and it's been paid off dividends. That just a few coaching sessions, whether it's once a week, once every fortnight, and they just focus on a few different drills that focus on a certain aspect or a certain type of shot, and you just create a little bit of structure, and people love that kind of structure to come back week after week, month after month, whatever it may be, and we just focus on something different each time. And I think it creates a really good culture at your club as well, that people want to improve and actually get better. But you're also then going to attract other bowlers to your club as well, that you've got some sort of player development program going on. Even just the fact of like sitting down and interviewing some players and seeing what their goals are, what they want to achieve, what you think of a player might be totally different to what their goal is at your club. You might see them as a real competitive player, but they might just want to go out and play a little bit of competitive bowls. They're not really interested in being the next Orange Sheriff. So I think sometimes just sitting down and have a little 15-minute chat with players, and some sort of player development program can incorporate that kind of thing, and having a little chat. Okay, what's your goals? How can we facilitate your improvement or your development at this club, and ultimately help everyone else around you as well? So yeah, I think it's important that clubs that go out and spend a bit of money and put new services, update facilities, that they actually look at a bit of player development as well. And it might surprise you the buy-in that you get when you actually put something in place. And you might think, oh, this might be a dead duck in the water, but yeah, I think it might surprise you that some people will jump on board and actually run with it. And who knows? You don't try, you don't succeed. So yep, I think that's something key for clubs to think about, to not only invest in facilities, but also invest in the players as well. And
well, Simon, we can't just ignore our brothers and sisters in the UK. We got to talk about there. And national championships head on at the minute, Scotland and England. Not without their own controversies as well. Looking at good old Facebook and some of the lovely comments on there. So two separate issues, but again, it all comes down to pounds, not dollars in this one, pounds. So both Scotland copping a little bit because they are charging an entry fee to watch their national championships.
Mm-hmm.
England copping it a bit more because they're charging you to watch the live stream of their national championships.
Mm-hmm.
So plenty of debate there to be had. I think Scotland, let's just dismiss that straight away. Like, you want to go and watch the best, why not charge a fee? Like, Air Northfield's one of the best facilities in the UK. You should be able to, you should comfortably be able to pay in there to go and watch. And obviously that'll help towards going and maintaining that facility, because let's face it, it's the national championships. It's probably about to get absolutely hammered. The greenkeepers are going to have a lot of work maintaining them greens, and it's been a dry summer in the UK. Like, I've seen some of the photographs of what's going on over there. It's just it's bare in places. So I have that. No issues. Move along. Anyone comment about it on Facebook? Shush.
I think a venue, charging a few pound here and there for a physical venue, that, like, there's going to be costs involved in terms of running that kind of event, whatever it may be. Like, and charging a few pound entry, I don't have a problem with that. But I kind of, the other one with Bowls England, like, to me, just quickly off the bat, I don't know of any other Bowls live stream being charged in the world.
Not at this stage, no, not that I can think of.
Like, not even, the higher elite competitions, they're all free to view. So I just don't. Is Bowls England ahead of the game in this, and they're out in front? This is the way it's going to go, or are they? I don't know. Are they doing a quick kind of let's see what happens, what kind of reaction we get. Let's do it. But look, reading a couple of posts, they did lose their sponsorship from last year. They had Aviva as a sponsor of their national finals, and they didn't have that this year. So obviously trying to offset some of those costs that are incurred in terms of running the nationals. And I guess that's one way they thought about it. Like, could they still live stream? They live streamed last year, but they had sponsorship money that they were able to use then to put in some sort of live stream. So,
yeah,
what do you think? Right.
Well, they're charging tickets in as well to get into Victoria
Mhm.
Park. They're limited spa, so they're charging anywhere up to £95 for the whole event. £8.50 a day if you do it online. So look, I don't have an issue with that. Like, we can't just be the cheapest sport around. Like, you know, I understand people want to just go watch bowls for free, but sometimes there's a cost involved because, like, you can only imagine, like, especially thinking back to Birmingham in 2022, that was played at Leamington Spa, and we've been there. Those grandstands aren't there full time.
No, they're not.
You know,
They weren't there whenever we played.
No, so I've no doubt Bulls England have got their setup around the green and stuff that's costing them money. So they got to try and recoup some of those costs. And you know, at the end of the day, they're not trying to run themselves into the ground. They're obviously trying to run a professional business there. The live stream, man, unfortunately for them, like, you are just damned if you do and damned if you don't, because there's so many different scenarios. As you just said, there's just that many live streams nowadays that is just free.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone can pick up an iPhone or something like it, download some OBS software, and go out there and live stream a bowls game. It's been happening for nearly 10 years now, you know, and some guys have progressed to have those PTZ cameras. I know from behind the scenes with the Bulls New South Wales Platinum Pen a couple of years ago, then you get the more professional ones in with the actually manned camera crew and stuff like that there. I'm too tight to pay the money, so I don't know what the live stream's like. So I can't really comment on it, but like, it just looks like everyone wants it for free. If they do it for free, they run a substantial loss. Okay. So I'd imagine they're not trying to make a profit out of it. They're trying to cover their costs. Okay. So you either pay for it and cop the loss, which is, you know, you got to weigh that up as a business decision. Is it right to do? Can I afford to do it?
Yeah.
You either go for an inferior product and then everyone whinges that you've got an inferior product.
Yeah. So if you get some guy with his mobile and his iPad, on a tripod, and you run that as your live stream, everyone's going to whinge about the quality of the live stream.
This free coverage is terrible. I want to have better free coverage.
Yeah.
Or you don't do it, and everyone's up in arms about the fact that one of the leading bowls nations in the world can't do a live stream. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Man. Like, we don't know the full reason behind it. Obviously, as I said, they had Aviva as their main sponsor, and they've obviously ducked out this time around. So they've got reasons for why they're trying to do it. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer, but I would imagine they're not trying to. Everyone knows that we're not the richest sport around, so they're not trying to make a profit out of it. I can't see it. But yeah, certainly something to debate on the good old groups of Facebook and social media alike. So yeah, no, I don't have too much of a thought on it. Everyone wants to look at it for free and that. But I'm not sitting up in the middle of the night to pay £10 to watch England play.
Well, there you go. There's like a bit of an answer. Like, we're bowlers. Surely you would want bowlers to watch your national, whether you're in Australia or South Africa, Canada, whatever. You might actually get more eyes on your nationals, and you're restricting that by having a cost on it. You've just said
you're restricting somebody outside of the game stumbling on YouTube.
Yeah, but
like, I know from sitting there, like I said, to refer back to the Platinum Pennant one again, sorry to cut you off, but I remember sitting there at times either watching a live stream with the comments on the side, or when me and Jason were doing it, we'd sit there and I have my iPad open just so as you could see the comments. We're commentating off the screen, but you have the comments there so you can maybe interact a bit more.
Yeah.
And some of the comments there would be like, oh, what's this sport? I've just tuned into this. And then that comment, that person's commented again in 15 minutes time going, they're still watching it.
Yeah.
So you miss out on stuff like that there too, which is exposing the sport a bit more. But look, man, the Brains Trust have got together and come up with it and said, this is what we need to do. And, you don't want to think that there's any malice or anything. I can't see there being any malice in it, but you're never going to make everybody happy, especially when you've got a world of social media and everybody's got a voice. You know, at the end of the day, the ones that kick up a stink are usually the minority. You know, of the 120 people that have commented on that post, 700 have read it. So the others are completely unbothered by it. Move along, nothing to see here. It's just the vocal minority that needed something to complain about that day too at times.
I just thought it was interesting that it was the first ever live stream that I've seen paid
First
for.
one,
Like,
yeah. Well,
that was what piqued my interest in it and got me sort of looking at it.
And then when you flagged it with me, I started thinking, going, I can't ever recall seeing that. I think World Bowls Tour have even done that.
No.
You know, so it's an interesting one. We're going to start charging for podcasts?
I don't think so, mate. I don't think so.
No,
your value's not that great. So.
Well, it's just, mine's higher than yours. Flipping. Plenty of replacements lining up. Like I've said it before. I love having you here, but it's just as well you know how to edit.
It's a good job. That canopy is 2 greens wide, just to make sure that you get your head in that club.
It may have been discussed about widening some doors at the club recently too.
Oh, good on you, mate.
I'm comfortable in my own skin, man. Well, that was some good chats this week, mate, around the greens, some club development type stuff, which was good to talk about as well. And then obviously you have to have a little bit of a debate here or there, or some controversy from social media to talk about. So, but good luck on the same token. Good luck to everyone playing in those national championships. The Irish ones are coming up very soon as well. I've been keeping an eye on that at home too. So yeah, that'll be coming up soon as well. And yeah, good luck to anyone playing in your national championships around the globe. Absolute honour to be able to do that. And yeah, if you manage to get a national title out of it, well done to you. But I think that'll do us for this week. Simon's feeling very much under the weather there. He's looking very, very drained on the other end. And let's face it, if I haven't perked him up listening to me, then nothing's going to perk him up. So he should probably get off to bed there. But yeah, thanks for tuning in again, folks. And yeah, for all those competing, as always, keep that little disc on the inside.
And good luck on those greens. The views, information, or opinions expressed during What a Load of Bulls podcast episodes are solely those of the individuals involved and do not represent those of any group, organisation, or employer associated or affiliated to individuals. This podcast is for general information purposes only, to educate and inform. This podcast does not constitute professional advice or services. What a Load of Bulls does not guarantee the accuracy or reliability of any opinions expressed or statements made within episodes.